question that we need to ask ourselves is, why should we look at the rural market? We are all students of international marketing and corporate marketing, so why should we look at the rural markets? I think there are 2-3 fundamental reasons. If you look at the demographics, 70% or more of our population lives in rural India. So if I cut out that population, then India becomes a very tiny country. The second is, I don't know how many of you are aware, that 50% of India's income comes from rural India. That means 50% of the GDP contribution to India's output is from the rural sector. So out of the $1 trillion economy that we are, and now we are the 4th largest economy on PPP terms, if you take out half that, then we really go back to being the number 20th or the 25th economy. So really speaking, that's the contribution to the rural sector. The third is, if we didn't have the rural sector, then you and I would go totally hungry. All food is grown in the rural areas. What we wear is grown in the rural areas. All raw materials that we use for any industry in this country come from our rural areas. So, I think there can be no doubt that, in fact, rural India is more important to India than urban India. And if I take just the last 1 year, when we had this global economic meltdown, where the US really nosedived, and because of that, China nosedived, and also urban India went through a very bad period, we at MART did a national study on the impact of the economic meltdown on the rural markets. Okay? And rural markets spread across India. And the interesting thing is that the rural economy continued to be robust. The rural economy continued to grow at 7 or 8% when the urban economy had slowed down considerably. And if I take specific sectors which were really badly hit, the real estate sector was badly hit in urban India. The financial sector was badly hit in urban India. Okay. The IT sector was badly hit. The IT sector is non-existent in rural India, so there was no problem. The real estate sector in urban India or in the US, where the subprime crisis started, was badly hit globally because of the highly speculative element into the real estate sector or real estate business. In rural India, what we found is that nobody constructs a house for speculative purposes. Houses are constructed only for self-occupation. Nobody in rural India lives in rented accommodation. Therefore, there was no speculative activity in the housing sector. Then, if I take the financial sector, most of us lost money on the stock exchange because the Sensex nosedived and our share values came down considerably. In rural India, people don't invest in the share market. So when we were doing the study in the villages of India and we were asking these people what was the impact of the economic meltdown, for one, we didn't get the right word equivalent in Hindi or in local language, the economic meltdown. So we just said, Mandi hai aapke business mein aapko kuch dhakka laga hai. So they said, what kind of dhakka? We said, the Sensex is down, the real estate business is down, so has that hurt you? So they said, abhi aap log ko pareshani ho raha hai na shehar mein. So that's why you're coming and asking us this question. You guys have made all the mistakes, so you should suffer for it. Right? They said, as far as we are concerned, we are very resilient because our economy is an agrarian economy and we are constantly at the mercy of the monsoons. 1 year there's a good monsoon, next year there's a bad monsoon. So we know how to handle adversity. Whereas you people don't. And this is the first time that you are facing this problem and you are coming running to us asking us if we've had a problem. So it was really the rural sector which saved the economy of this country. In fact, we continue to have a robust demand because 70% of our population lives in villages, and at least the basics, the food, the shelter, the clothing, that demand continued to remain robust because, as I said, there was no slowdown in the rural economy. If I take it one step further, what we found is that in urban India, about 35% of the workforce is wage employed, or employed in salary employed, let's say, right? In rural India, that figure was only 11%. So obviously the impact of any layoffs was much less felt in rural India. More importantly, the kinds of salaried people in rural India are really the schoolmaster, the postman, or the bank employee. And these are all public sector units where there was no layoffs. So actually there was no slowdown in the economy in rural India. Right? So you can see that overall it is really the rural economy which has bailed us out. And of course, as I said, without the rural economy, this country would not be worth less than half of what we are today. Let's come now to the rural markets. Today, the rural market overall, all products put together, is bigger than the urban market. If I take the FMCG category, about 55% of all FMCGs are sold in rural India. If I take the durables category, about 60% of all durables are sold in India. If I take the agri input sector, all 100% of the produce, whether it's tractors or seeds or fertilizers or whatever, it's sold in rural India. Yeah? If I take the two-wheeler and four-wheelers, Hero Honda gets 50% of its business from rural India. So category after category shows that it is the rural market which is now contributing more to India's markets than the urban. So therefore, the question I ask you is that I'm sure what you learned in basic marketing from Philip Kotler is that know your customer. Right? The first rule of marketing is know your customer. So who's your customer? Is it the urban guy who now contributes less than 50% of your business, or is it the rural guy who contributes more than 50% of your business? Obviously, the bigger customer or the bigger customer base or the bigger consumption base is in the rural areas. And the problem we are having today is that company after company now wants to go rural. You know, we are India's leading rural consultancy organization, and as my colleague Sudhir was saying, that we work with many multinationals. And the problem these companies are facing is they all want to go rural. They've all seen the potential of rural India. Okay? But they don't have the expertise because they don't understand the rural consumer. They've never worked with the rural markets. So they don't understand the rural ecosystem, they don't understand rural distribution, they don't understand how to communicate with rural audiences, how to design products which are appropriate for the rural markets. So they are all looking for young people like you who have experience or exposure to the rural market, either through your academic training or through some work experience. I mean, in the last 5 years, the 3 or 4 people who have left Mart, you'll be surprised that they have joined some of the best companies after leaving Mart, like McKinsey and Unity. These are the kind of companies they joined because these companies said, oh, you work with Mart, you work in the rural sector, so you understand rural India, and we want to go to the rural markets, and you guys have the exposure. And that's why most campuses now are introducing an elective course on rural marketing. Right? There are some institutes which even have a what's a non-elective core course on rural marketing. So what is happening is that students who have learned rural marketing in their course are today having an additional value in the job market. In the last 5 years, we've had about 25 students from IIMs and other places who've done their summer projects with us. And believe you me, when they've gone for their final placements, one of the key things that helped them to get the jobs in companies like ITC and HUL was, you've done a rural project. So you've at least got an exposure to the rural markets. Right? So the rural market is definitely becoming very important. The second thing is that if you look at the growth rates, okay, the urban market is getting hugely saturated. You know, ever since '91, when the economy opened up, all the global brands came to India. And where did they target? The urban markets. So we reached a stage about 7, 8 years back where you would have all heard of buy one, get one free. there is hardly any margins to be made in the entire value chain. On the other hand, if you take your product to the rural market, you'll be surprised to know that even today, most products in rural areas sell at full MRP. So if they sell at the product sell at MRP, then obviously the dealers also make their full commission. Of course, there are additional costs in reaching the rural market, but those are more than offset because of the additional margin or the full margins that are protected for your category.